My name is Chuma Chinye, and I am your family lawyer. I was called to the Nigerian bar in 1988, and I have over 35 years' experience in family law practice. I've helped countless families navigate Nigeria's complex legal terrain, and I am desirous of bringing this knowledge and expertise to you free of any charges. I am delighted to welcome you to Your Family Lawyer, a legal podcast designed to provide free, effective legal guidance and advice in a way that's engaging and accessible. As we all know, matters of law, particularly when they affect our families, can often feel intimidating, confusing, and overwhelming. Our mission is to change that narrative. We will adopt easy-to-understand analogies and stories in each episode to guide you through the most important legal topics that affect families in Nigeria and beyond. Clarify the complex subjects of wealth management, estate planning, family law, and numerous other topics and how they impact your everyday life. Let's now bring it to the specifics as to why you should watch Your Family Lawyer. Whether you are married or unmarried, wanting to arrange your estate, or navigating familial disputes, this podcast offers insights that are not only accurate, but actionable and beneficial in a manner that empowers you and your family. Each episode is packed with real-life examples, legal insights, and engaging discussions, empowering you with the confidence to tackle the inevitable legal aspects of family life. Backed by years of legal expertise and a passion for making family law accessible, Your Family Lawyer is the go-to podcast for anyone looking to understand and navigate the legal side of family life. And you know the best part? Your Family Lawyer will help you demystify the concept of planning for what you want or should happen to your wealth or your family members when you die. Culturally, it is almost an unwritten law. It is indeed a taboo to talk about dying. But in truth, it is not a question of whether we will die, but of when we will. This is the most compelling reason why we should live as if we will not die, but plan as if we will die the very next day. Because when we fail to do this, our loved ones suffer untold hardships when we are gone to the other side of eternity. We are here for a simple reason, and that is to answer your questions, to provide you with a clear vision and pathways to a fulfilled life and a blissful hereafter, and the assurance that your legacies will thrive after you. Whether you are curious about your rights under the Marriage Act, or worried about estate disputes in your family, or you simply want to know more about protecting yourself, about protecting your family and your assets, we will guide you on how to navigate these issues within the ambit of the law. All you need to do is to ask, and we will answer. Send us your questions, and we'll address them on all of our social media handles or in the upcoming episodes of Your Family Lawyer. You can find us on all major social media platforms where we share legal tips and give you updates and additional resources to help you stay informed. Subscribe today and let Your Family Lawyer be your trusted guide through life's journey. Before we wrap up this inaugural episode, allow me to give you a sneak peek of next week's episode on marriage under the Marriage Act with an interesting, very interesting story of what is and what is not a valid marriage under the Marriage Act. This story will blow your minds. In a case reported in the All Nigerian Law Report in 1964, a certain Samuel Spencer had been knowing Miss Grace sexually. You heard me right, knowing her sexually since 1956, and he kept knowing her in that manner until 1964. In fact, between 1960 and 1964, he sequestered her, that is to say, he kept her in his home and kept knowing her in that manner exclusively at number 2A, Lewis Street in Lagos. During this cohabitation, specifically in 1962, Mr. Spencer took Grace, who was then said to be a pagan, to the Roman Catholic Church, where they were both baptized on the same day. Thereafter, Mr. Spencer paid the sum of £20 to the brother of Grace, who received that money on behalf of their family by way of dowry and as compensation for Mr. Spencer knowing Grace. After all this had happened, Mr. Spencer decided to marry another woman under the Marriage Act, claiming that Grace tricked him into all that he did during this period and that he never intended to marry Grace. Smart Alec, Grace knew what to do, and so he entered a caveat. That is to say, he went to the court and placed what is, by common parlance, a written warning, asking the court to stop Spencer from marrying this other woman. It was held by the court that £20 paid by Spencer to Grace's brother was enough proof of marriage under Benin native law and custom, particularly since Spencer and Grace had been living together as husband and wife. Having therefore married Grace under native law and custom, Mr. Spencer was barred, prohibited from marrying another woman under the Marriage Act. This compelling story is just one of the many examples that we're going to deploy in the coming episodes of Your Family Lawyer to show you what a marriage is and what a marriage is not, what a valid marriage is and what a valid marriage is not. We would like to thank you for watching, and we encourage you to join us in next week's episode, where we will delve into the legal complexities of marriage, starting with the Marriage Act. Until then, be good to your family. My name is Chuma Chinye, and I am your family lawyer.